Today I want to talk a little bit about how Yancha flavor has changed over time. If you drink Yancha today, maybe you notice many teas are aromatic, floral, roasted, cinnamon-like. But in fact, it was not always presented like this. Of course, the tea itself always had aroma, but the way people made it, roasted it, was quite different before. If we go back maybe 20 years, the mainstream Yancha in the market was quite different. Tea soup was darker, roast was stronger, taste was heavier. Sometimes people describe it as soy sauce color. Very deep tea liquor. This kind of tea can be good. I don't mean it's bad. But the focus was quite different. Before, many Yancha were not trying to show very clear floral aroma. The tea was more about the roast, the body and the thickness. At that time, people cared more about practical things, because the tea needed to be stable, easy to keep and strong in taste. People do not talk so much about floral or fruity aroma like now. They also did not pay so much attention to how different cultivars tasted different. One reason is very simple. In the past, the tea needed to travel. The packing was not as good as now. The storage condition was also not as easy to control. So the tea had to be dry enough and stable enough. For Yancha, roasting is very connected with this. When the tea is roasted more, extra moisture goes out, and the tea becomes more settled. Then it is less easy to change during storage. So at that time, heavier roast was not only a taste preference, it was also a practical choice. It was because of the real condition at that time. Packing, transport, storage, market, all these things decided how the tea should be made. Then around 2010, the market started to change. But before this, before Yancha became popular in a bigger market, Tieguanyin was already very famous in China. Almost everyone who drank tea knew Tieguanyin, especially the light, fragrant style, high aroma, fresh taste, and very easy to drink. It matched what many people liked at that time. And after that, many tea drinkers slowly got used to this kind of oolong. Clear aroma, fresh taste. So when they looked at other oolong teas, they also started to expect more obvious aroma. This kind of taste became very popular at that time. Then around 2010, many problems in the Taiwan market were exposed by the media. Pesticide overuse, low quality tea, and other messy market problems. Some tea drinkers started to look at other oolong teas, and Yancha got a chance to be seen by more people. But because their taste had already been influenced by fragrant oolong teas like Tieguanyin, they also expected Yancha to have more clear aroma, cleaner tea soup, and more floral or fruity notes. So for Yancha makers, the way of thinking also had to change. Before, the question was how to make this tea stable, how to make it roasted enough. But now the tea could not be only strong and roasted. It also needed clearer aroma, more obvious cultivar character, and enough body in the tea soup. So after the market changed, Yancha also started to change in two important ways. One is the cultivar. After Tieguanyin became popular, many tea drinkers were already used to oolong tea with higher aroma. So people also started to notice Yancha cultivars with clearer and stronger fragrance. And because of this, tea research institutes also paid more attention to developing cultivars with better aroma and more aromatic substances in the leaves. So later in Yancha, some more aromatic cultivars started to appear more often. They could show floral notes, fruity notes, or a more direct fragrance. This matched the taste of many tea drinkers at that time. And the other change was in processing. Around 2010 to 2015, the processing style of Yancha also started to change. People like Liu Guoying and some other researchers and tea makers helped push a different way of making Yancha. The roast could be lighter than before, but the earlier steps also had to be adjusted and done properly. This is very important. It was not just lowering the roast. The goal was to let the tea become more aromatic, more clear, and still complete in the tea soup. But this part is actually more complicated because these two styles are not just about roasting higher or lower. It's not like if you roast the tea more, then it becomes thick and heavy, and if you roast it less, then it becomes very aromatic. The difference is much deeper than that. It also depends on how the leaves are withered and how the moisture moves out and how much oxidation happens, and how the roasting works with all these earlier steps. This is actually a very big topic, so I will definitely make another video just about this. So I just want to say that the change in Yancha flavor was the result of many factors working together, including improvements in processing, changes in market demand, and the wider use of new cultivars. So I don't think we should say one style is better than the other. It's not simply that light roast is better than heavy roast. They're very different styles, made under different market needs, and the way we judge them should also be different. A more traditional heavy roast yancha has its own standard, and a more aromatic lighter roasted yancha also has its own standard. They're not trying to be exactly the same thing. And this is what makes tea interesting. Tea is not something fixed, it keeps changing with time. Even when we are still talking about the same place, the same cultivar, or the same name of tea, the way people understand it may already be different. The way people make tea changes, and the way people drink tea changes, and the kind of flavor people are looking for also changes. So maybe after 20 or 30 years, yancha will be different again. By then, today's yancha may also become just one stage in the long change of this tea.